Today, folks, the IRS now admitting it targeted conservative groups like the Tea Party as early as 2011. Well, now the IRS is apologizing.
That was wrong. That was absolutely incorrect. It was insensitive and it was inappropriate. That's not how we go about selecting cases for further review.
Well, so did they lie and play politics with taxpayers' lives? Is that apology enough? Joining me now is the co-founder of the Tea Party Patriots, Beth Martin. Good to see you, Jenny.
Good to be here, Gretchen.
Okay, so first things first, your organization, was it targeted?
Yes, it was. We applied for our 501c4 and a 501c3 tax-exempt status. We still have never heard back. The IRS has asked questions of us like they wanted to know every single post on Facebook, every comment that any person who's a fan of ours on Facebook had ever made, all the congressmen and senators that our supporters ever spoke to. Very intrusive questions.
So you believe that they should now have to pay you back for all the lawyers you've had to hire, et cetera, correct?
Well, we're looking into that right now with our attorneys because it's taken a lot of time, it costs a lot of money, and we've also had to help other groups around the country to do what we can to help them as they've had the same kind of questions from the IRS. A simple apology on a conference call is not enough by a long shot. Congress needs to investigate this and find out how many more lies the IRS is telling.
Mm-hmm. I mean, did you find it weird when you were trying to make these applications that you were getting all these questions? Did you ever think in your mind, wow, they're targeting us?
Well, I understand that when you're dealing with the IRS and you're making an application for a tax-exempt status, that you've got to make sure that you're following all the rules and all the laws. So I understand that. But the questions about the Facebook posts, what our supporters are saying, who they're talking to on Capitol Hill, the list of all of our donors, when donations are supposed to be confidential, absolutely ridiculous.
But do you believe that this was just the underlings out of a Midwest office, or did this come from the top?
I don't know whether it came from the top or not. What I know is that there's no way it was just a couple of low-level employees out of Cincinnati, Ohio, who had this much influence and could affect so many groups across the country. Literally, it was coast to coast, from California to South Carolina, and every state, not every state in between, but many, many states in between who are filing for these applications.
Wow, and this is just one organization. We're talking to Beth Martin, co-founder of Tea Party Patriots. They were targeted by the IRS. It's just the tip of the iceberg, Jenny, I believe. Thanks so much for being our guest today. We'll probably talk to you again sometime soon.
Thanks, Gretchen.
Coming up next, it's the battle of our